Hello children, we were again made to discuss the second part of Form 1 Maths lesson Introducing Geometry. In the first video we discussed what a fraction of a revolution is, the four main compass directions and the types of the angles too. In this video we will discuss the way of measuring angles, drawing angles, and also calculating the unknown angles. Have you ever seen this mathematical instrument? Yes, it's a protractor, and we know it is used to measure the size of an angle. Now, let's revise the main parts of the protractor. When we look at the protractor here, we can see there are two edges. One is straight and the other one is curved. So here we can see another straight line which is near to the straight edge of the protractor. It is called the baseline. And you can see the middle point is marked on the protractor. It is the center of the protractor. If we see the scales, we can see there are two scales, the outer scale and the inner scale. Now we will see the way of using the protractor to measure the angles. Then, look at the given angle here. Just by looking at the angle, we can see it's an acute angle. But to get to know the correct size of the angle, we have to use the protractor. To use the protractor even, there are some steps to be followed. Look at the first step. We should place the baseline of the protractor on the arm of the angle firstly. An angle has two arms. So, before placing the baseline of the protractor, we should select an arm of the angle firstly. So, in this angle, I prefer to select this arm of the angle. Then, see the way how I place the protractor. Here you can see the baseline of the protractor is exactly on the arm of this angle. And now see the vertex even. I have kept the center of the protractor exactly on the vertex of the angle. That is the first step. We should place the protractor correctly on the angle firstly. And now we will see the second step. After placing the protractor on the angle, then the next step to be followed is choosing the scale that shows 0 degrees on the arm of the baseline. So, look at here. There are two values. One 0 degrees, the other one 180 degrees. Which should be selected? Yes, we have to select the scale which shows us 0 degrees. This is the last step. After selecting the correct scale, the only work to be done is getting the size in between these two arms of the angle. To do that, we have to move across the scale we selected. Then, there we can see the number 50 cuts by the other arm. So, the size of this angle is 50 degrees. It's not difficult to measure an angle. Firstly, we should place the protractor on the angle correctly, and then we should select the correct scale and getting the size of the angle. Like that way, so many angles are given in page number 170 under this mentioned exercise. try to keep them completed. There you were asked to find the size of 10 angles. So, did you notice something? Which types of angles were they? Yes, all the given angles were acute and obtuse angles. So, we knew the way of getting the size of all the acute and obtuse angles. Then, now we will see the way of measuring reflex angles. Here you are given an angle. Can you tell me where is the reflex angle shot? Yes, the reflex angle is marked in blue and it's the one that we should measure. The protractor is the one which is used to measure an angle. But when we place the protractor on this angle, we realize the protractor is not enough to measure the size of this whole reflex angle. So, when we are asked to find the size of a reflex angle, the way of doing is measuring the acute angle which is formed next to the reflex angle. So here we can find the size of the acute angle formed is 32 degrees. With that, now we know the size of 32 degrees out of a whole revolution. Can you remember the size of a whole revolution? Yes, it's 360 degrees. So, can't we find the size of this reflex angle using 360 and 32 degrees? Yes, the size of this reflex angle can be found by subtracting 32 degrees from 360 degrees. So, it's 328 degrees. Let's go to another example. Here, we are asked to find the size of P. P is the reflex angle. Then, do we want to find this acute angle? No, it's given in the question. The acute angle given is 65 degrees. So, we know the size of this full angle. It's equal to 360 degrees. Then, to find the size of P, we can subtract the given 65 degrees from 360 degrees. The answer, the size of P is equal to 295 degrees. Like that way, you are asked to find the size of so many reflex angles from page numbers 176 to 178 in these mentioned exercises. Keep them completed. Let's learn the way of drawing angles now. Not only to find the size of the angles, sometimes we are asked to draw the angles also. Here, an example like that. Draw an angle with the size of 72 degrees. To draw the angle, two arms are needed. Then, we will even start with one arm of the angle. It is drawn. After that, we can mark any point where we like on the arm of the angle we drawn. It will be the vertex of the angle. One arm is drawn and vertex is marked. Then it's a time to use the protractor and check the given size to be drawn. We will check from this arm where 72 degrees is. 72 degrees are here. 70 and 72 is here. So, we can mark 72 degrees and then we can match that point to the vertex drawn. So, this is how to draw an angle with any particular size. After that, the angle can be marked with a curved line. This way, you will be asked to draw different types of angles in 10H exercise, page number 179. Now we will see the way of calculating angles in different ways. Look at this set of the angles. Here we can see how two straight lines form four angles. And by looking at those four angles even, can you find any pair of equal angles? Yes, you can see the angles marked in blue color are equal, and also the angles marked in orange color also are equal. And see how they have been formed? Yes, the angles in same color are opposite each other. So these type of angles are called vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. And keep in the mind, the vertically opposite angles are equal in size. So this example will show you how they are equal in size. There are even, you can see two straight lines, and they formed these two obtuse angles and also these two acute angles. And what happened their size? The two vertically opposite acute angles are equal, and also these purple colored angles also are equal in size. So in page number 180, you are asked different types of questions regarding these vertically opposite angles. Now we will see another formation of angles. We can see in this diagram, two angles have been formed on a straight line. Straight line. We know there are 180 degrees for a straight line. So on this straight line there are two angles. One is 50 degrees and the angle A. So what do you think about 50 and A? Yes, they are equal to 180 degrees. Then if somebody asks us to find the size of the angle A, it can be found by subtracting 50 from 180, because they are the angles on the straight line which are add up to 180 degrees. Then according to the given diagram, the angle A is equal to 130 degrees. And don't forget, the two angles that add up to 180 degrees are called supplementary angles. We'll go to another example. Find the size of the angle B. Angle B and the angle which is marked in pink color are the angles formed on the straight line. Straight line means it's 180 degrees. So to find the size of B, we can subtract 35 degrees from 180 degrees. Then the size of the angle B is 145 degrees. Will you be able to find the size of C alone? Yes, the angle of 74 degrees and C are formed on a straight line. So the angle C can be found by subtracting 74 from 180 degrees. Then the angle C is equal to 106 degrees. This example has been selected from page 183 in your textbook. Look at the diagram given. By looking at this diagram, we can see how these two straight lines form four angles. Out of the four formed angles, only this angle is given. It's 70 degrees. So, to find the size of the other unknown angles, we'll see whether there are angles which is equal to 70 degrees. What do you think? Yes, I think you can see it. The angle D and 70 are equal. Why? Because they are vertically opposite. Therefore, angle D equals 70 degrees. And now we know the size of the angle D. It's 70. Then look at D and E, children. What are they? Yes, angle D and E add up to 180. Reason, they are the angles on a straight line. So, when we know the size of D, which is equal to 70 degrees, can't we find the size of the angle E? Yes, the size of the angle is equal to 110 degrees. And then we know the size of the angle D, and also we found the angle E even. Now you can see there's another vertically opposite angle to E. Yes, it's F. F and E are equal as they are vertically opposite. So angle F is also 110 degrees. So like that way, using the same diagram, different unknown angles can be asked. Firstly, we should check whether there are vertically opposite angles, and then supplementary angles also. Like that way, different diagrams have been given in these mentioned exercises. You can see them. Look at how these four angles have been formed. Yes, we can see those A, B, C and angle D are formed at a point. So, what do you think about the size of all these angles? The sum of all A, B, C and D? Yes, we can see it's like a complete revolution. So, the sum of angles A, B, C and D are 360 degrees. Then you can be asked to find some unknown angles after giving some angles at a point. Here, this is the point, and you can see how these four angles formed around the point. One is 20, 200, 30, and this is not given. So, what is the way of finding D? Yes, first of all, we can get the sum of the given three angles: 20, 200 and 30. So, the sum of the given three angles are 250 degrees. Then, when we know the sum of all these three angles, it's easy to find the size of D. Yes, D can be found by subtracting 250 from 360. As a full turn, a complete angle is equal to 360 degrees. Then 360 degrees subtract 250 is 110 degrees. Shall we see this even? Here even you can see how some angles formed at a point: 53, 87 and 140. This is not given. So, the full angle is equal to 360 degrees. But before finding the unknown angle, we should get to know the sum of all these given angles. Shall we find it? 53, 87 and 140. The total of them is 280 degrees. That means, is this unknown angle equal to 280 degrees? No. We can find it by using 280 degrees. We will name this unknown angle as J. And we can find the size of J by subtracting 280 degrees from 360 degrees. So, the angle J equals 80 degrees. Like that way, different questions can be asked, thinking about the formation of different angles. we learned vertically opposite angles, supplementary angles, and angles at a point even. So, understanding the relationship of the angles each other, you will be able to complete these exercises given in your textbook. Try to keep them completed. And also, these are some useful links which will be helpful to go to more exercises and worksheets. Thank you for listening.